Yeah, we
Yeah,
got my nephew. He did a lot.
This our nephew. Hell no, I'm not having no more kids.
y'all got some room. Y'all got some room for another one.
No, I'm good.
Yeah. Look at Roy. He like, yeah, all right.
All right, so hold on. I'm gonna post this recap one time.
So did you watch the whole joint? You watched the whole joint?
Yep.
You did?
Yep.
Yeah. You take your notes?
Yeah. I would probably just need y'all to say what songs hit, the order of the songs, but I can go out there because I don't have the name of the songs, but I got what my notes on.
Ooh. I don't. Well, I got my song selection, but I don't know his.
Okay.
Would you remember Jay? If he sang his song, would you remember the other person's song?
Yeah, I remember the other person's song. I need one of y'all songs. No, the first round had he had
Go to Hell.
The first song. Yeah.
Y'all ready?
Go to Hell.
So
his was
hold on. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. It's all good. Yo. What it do? What it do? Boy, CHEV-DEV, Roy the narrator, Jay Blast, doing this. If he dies, he dies recap. It's going down. I thought it was a good idea to do this. Blast was like, we got to do a recap. We got to give another perspective. Roy was G. So here we is.
And this is what I would say. Roy is probably the one person I know straight to the point. He ain't got no biasness or nothing, nothing connected to Lifeline music, nothing connected to Kingdom City. He's always kind of been a rogue, you know, doing his own thing, man, and he definitely lets you know what he thinks, whether you like it or not. I had to do the verse one time. I forgot what it was to, but he called me. He was like, he said, "Hey, yeah, the song's nice, man, but you could have came harder on your verse." I said, "Okay, that's your opinion. I can't take that from you. You know what I mean?" But I listened to that verse a couple times, and you're right. I probably could have came harder. I guess you know what I'm capable of doing, and that probably wasn't it. But the honesty is what I'm saying. He don't care who you are. He gonna let you know, because not only is he an artist, but he knows music, and you know it's not he's not a West Coast rapper. He's not an East Coast rapper. He's not a down south. Like, he knows all the different categories inside of hip hop, man, or the different sides. You know, the different coasts is what I'm trying to say. And he fit. You know, we Midwest, man, so he's more of a hip hop head. I feel like, you know, lyricism and all of that thing, all of that stuff, man. You know, it plays an account. Formats, you know, assemblies, metaphors, double entendres, you know, all of that stuff. So he's up on game, and he's not just one-minded. I mean, you can really speak for yourself, though.
Yeah, I didn't even know we was on live, so I was like, okay, that's a good introduction. But yeah, man, I think I am the perfect person.
Wow.
Of course.
Endeavor. So I think JB smart for that. You know what I'm saying? So I compliment you greatly. I think I just growing up. I mean, I think JB said it all, but just growing up, I wasn't really attached to no particular party, but I always was cool with everybody. And I was probably a little bit. I came a little bit earlier than most of the people who we started rapping with. I was already kind of doing some Christian rap stuff before the big Christian rap movement took place. So when a lot of dudes came up doing a thing, I think they was unaware of the old the people who was doing it prior. And I think that's what every generation. So it was just good for me to kind of be a fly on the wall and just observe how a lot of dudes was moving and how things was going. I had a lot of respect for JB's grind, man. Like, he's just a grinder, man. He's gonna produce. He's gonna make things happen. And I look back on that era and I say, man, dang, I wish I would have done more songs with people. And I think JB pointed that out when he was speaking on the battle, that, you know, he did a song with Sauce and stuff like that, because you look back, whatever differences we had, it wasn't never was no beef, but it was just like, I wish we all would have worked more, because when that time is done, it's done.
Yeah. That's well said. Well, let me I'm gonna give my opinion, but I'm mostly gonna moderate. So, Roy, when you heard about this battle, what was your initial response, or what did you initially think when
initially I said those are two good people to put against each other.
Okay.
Because when you get a battle, you gotta have two people who was out there doing it, two people who was out there grinding, two people making good music, two people who had some fan bases.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when I first heard it, I was like, okay, because you don't want to have nobody who wasn't out there like that against somebody who was out there like that, because it would be kind of. I heard Trina was going to, the girl from my neck, my back. What's her name, Dad? Kaya. She was trying to battle Trina.
Mm-hmm.
And Trina was just like, come on, dog. You know what I'm saying? So I applaud these dudes that they have enough material that people didn't heard. Because I think we all got material. I got a lot of material as well, but a lot of people didn't hear my material.
Yeah.
You know? So I appreciate that.
So on that note, just your opinion on the two battles beforehand. What did you think about the Pastor 83 and Chris Cobbins and the Just B and Rock Solid? What did you think? Do you think those were good matchups as well?
I think definitely I thought the same way of thinking about the Pastor 83 and what's my guy? I forgot his name.
Chris Cobbins.
Chris Cobbins. I was like that. The same thing that I said about JB and Dre Senior. I was like, okay, that was equal. The other two, who was the other persons you just named?
Just B and Rock Solid.
Yeah, nothing came to mind.
So my thoughts when I'm doing these battles is I definitely want to get somebody to battles that have around the same material, you know what I'm saying? And that's what my thought. Of course, Chris Cobbins 83, you know, they both have a lot of material, really uncountable material. Just B, Rock Solid, you know, he got a couple of joints, an album, mixtape, and a couple of singles. Just B, he had an album, or just he had the Hope City, and so it's just the same material. And when Dre Senior and Jay Bless, I was like, you know what, they about have the most. The people wanted to see a Sauce Dre Senior, and sometimes you got to give the people what you want. But I think, to me, I think that's an unfair advantage, because Sauce Remix has way more material than Dre Senior. You see what I'm saying? So he has more of a selection to choose from. But when I thought Jay Blast, Dre Senior, boom. So let's get into the If He Dies, He Dies. Now, did you have a favorite? Gotta ask you that.
Did I have a favorite?
Before anything even popped. Like when you was like, oh, that's a good battle, but I think this person is gonna win.
I didn't have I was curious. I didn't necessarily have a favorite, because I really came to it. Let me see what songs they gonna bring. Because when you talk about the battle, it's a song against song, not necessarily material against material. You bringing this song and the other person bringing that song. And I said, I'm just gonna, it's about song selection. And I think that's why it put it in the hands of the artist to bring out, this is the song he want to bring, this is the song he want to bring. So I kind of was looking like it depends on what song they bring.
Got you. I think that's a very, very good prerequisite to go into a battle unbiased. Now, I would definitely say that because of the history that Dre Sr. was a very, very much more popular artist. For me, they're both good artists, and my style of rap that I like, you know what I'm saying, is a specific style. You know what I'm saying? So I kept my conclusion to the end. And of course, I'm gonna have a favorite. Everybody's gonna say you chose Jay Blast because he's your brother, but that's not the truth. I just like Jay Blast's style of rap more than I like Dre Sr., although Dre Sr. has some joints. You know what I'm saying? What does that mean? Man, I grew up in the streets. You know what I'm saying? I like street music. You know what I'm saying? I think Blast music is more street. You see what I'm saying? Right. So that's the only reason. But it doesn't really matter what I think because the label is already going to be there. Now, so as you were watching the battle, Jay Blast plays his first song, right?
Right.
And then Dre tells CHEV-DEV play number one, and I play number one, and it was the wrong song. What was your initial reaction when we had that little fiasco?
I thought that you did a good job of proving that you gave him what you needed to give him.
Now, at any time, did you think like, oh, Dev, he trying to get Jay Blast to win? At any point did that enter your mind?
No, because you gave a good job of just presenting the evidence, and I'm like, I had to look at Dre C. I'm like, bro, it sounds like you tripping, Dre C. Bro, like. Because Dev had all the evidence, dog. He had like it was just stacked. He had it available, like I wouldn't thought that way anyway. But you just took any type of doubt. Yeah. Because I know you personally, but you just took any type of doubt out by just having the evidence. Like you knew somebody was gonna say something like that. So I appreciate you for being prepared.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, man. I don't want this platform to be tainted. You know what I'm saying? And it's so easy. It's so easy to say that. You know what I'm saying? It's so easy to say, oh, he did that because it's his brother. And then, some cats was on in the comments joking and whatnot. It's nepotism or as his brother. But in all fairness, bro, in all reality, I mean, jokes is jokes, but jokes have a source. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of people have a lot of stuff that want to say that they're going to say it in a joking way to make sure that it's not taken. Like when me and you be arguing, Roy, and I say, I'm going to hit you in your jaw and laugh it off. You be laughing, but I be like, no, I'm about to really steal on you. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm talking about? So you laugh it off to try to make it seem like, but yeah, you be about to get these hands.
Or you make a comment, on Facebook or whatever, and then you say, or you get a text message from somebody and then they put LOL on the end of it. Just so that it's like, it's a joke, but really that ain't no joke. You know what I mean? So I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, but
I happened to look at some of the comments when I went back, and then some of the stuff you can dismiss because I have relationships with these dudes and that's what our relationship consists of. But then you gotta ask, like, why does it consist of a whole bunch of jokes and a whole bunch of, like you're trying to down me, you know what I mean? Or you're trying to make a joke about me versus just, a joke out of the thin air, it's like.
Well, you got to keep in mind that I think because people weren't, you look back in that time frame that Dev hit it up, a lot of people was rocking with Drake Sr. and a lot of people, unfortunately, didn't get on that movement that Jay Blast was doing, and Jay Blast was grinding like he needed to be. But I think that gave you a chip on your shoulder which ain't necessarily a wrong thing, but it gave you the mind state to keep on grinding, to keep on doing what you was doing, and you was able to hit some avenues that a lot of people couldn't touch or go to. And I think when you look back on it, like say for instance, at that particular time epic, it was a real big kind of truth, kind of Lecrae, the way he was rapping. Dre Sr. fitted that particular mold.
Mm-hmm.
But if you flip sides and you say right now, somebody like what you was doing, what you do today will be a little bit more relevant. I think Dre was just in that perfect time, and even, you know, even Lecrae ain't even doing music like he used to do. You see what I'm saying?
Nice.
So it's just that time epic, man.
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's
Well
up.
said. Well said.
So with the first song, the first round, what was your thoughts on the first round?
The first round, I thought Dre Sr. came with a older classic song that I remember seeing. I remember seeing Dre Sr. rock that song, and at that particular time, it was like, dang, you know, it was. I felt it was a really good song for that particular time. JB came with something more current, where we kind of got more quality to our stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like Jay Blast came with that quality, kind of more current song where it wasn't we was just rapping. It was like you got to put out a project. I like Drake Senior song, but man, I had to go with JB because it was just a straight up hit. It was like a radio. It was just a straight up hit, man. I always loved the way he rode that beat, but it was like comparing an old school song to a new school song. You get what I'm saying? And sometimes quality and just the whole atmosphere. Like I was listening to Nas's song that when he was talking about If I Rule the World, but you could tell the quality was a little bit different. So anyway, I went with JB with the first round. It was kind of tough, but it wasn't really tough because it was like, damn, he just brought up a class. Man, JB came with it, that song. And then he used Dre Sr. against himself because he had him on the song. Then he cut him off.
Yeah. And that was strategically done. You know what I mean? Dev, before I was even gonna get into this, I was gonna say, you know, you rate everything off of, you know, creativity and all of that stuff too. And I know people were saying something about my cards, you know what I'm saying? My index cards, which they wasn't index cards. I actually cut them up myself and made it, you know what I'm saying? But anywho. But judging off just everything that comes with creativity, man, and what I bring to the table, I think that people don't necessarily know that aspect of me. You know what I'm saying? That part, the producer part. And
right.
Like I rapped with one time I did a concert. I came out with a whole fisherman get up in a fisherman pole because I was talking about fishing for men. You know what I'm saying? So that always had been me, something that I just want to think outside the box with, even though I found a lot of people in the comment section joking about it. But I'm like, hey, man, I'm just doing something that's just different. You know what I mean? But
I think with round one, I think the reason I chose it, I love the whole concept. I think the song was more impactful than the song that Dre played. To me, that's one of the hardest. If y'all don't know Jay Blast, he's a punchline dude. I thought that verse was just hard. You know what I'm saying? And it was just a more impactful song. So that's why I went for that one. So
and I'm gonna stay back. I'm gonna let y'all do, you know, because if you seen the end of it, I actually went as he went down the list. I was like, okay, yeah, I won that one. Yeah, I won that one. I was like, okay, yeah, he got that one. He got that one.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they know what I think about it. So yeah, I'm gonna agree with you guys.
Let us talk in, man. Let us talk.
I got that one.
All right. Round two, the boss versus the intro for the maturation. So I think the boss, like I said, to me, it's just, man, it's real clean cut. And you know, I learned this from Jay. You know, early on in my walk, JB says, you know, when you on this mission, there's two types of Christians, kind of, sort of. You're gonna have the Christians that are gonna go get the people, and then you're gonna have the Christians that feed the people. You're gonna have the coach, you're gonna have the recruiter. You know what I'm saying? And I just think because of where we come from, to reach our people, we're more recruiters. You know what I'm saying? So we have to identify with a certain group of people in order to catch them. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to a song like The Boss, man, it's just a real hood kind of song. The beat is hood, what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? He the boss. And it was just, and here's the thing. I love Dre Sr. in the maturation. You know what I'm saying? But the intro was just okay to me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So for me, I went with The Boss because I can see me, you know what I'm saying, slapping that mug, you know what I'm saying, and pulling up in the streets and feeling like streets is gonna hear it and they're gonna be like, yo, who that? You know what I'm saying? And that was just my opinion. That's why I kind of geared to people, you know, when we was working with Sauce. Man, Sauce, he's a street dude. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I rocked with him, Concrete True, he's doing all that stuff. Even here recently with the Boy Big situation, he a street dude. So that's just where my heart is for the gospel. It's kind of towards the streets, and that's kind of who I kind of cater to. Although I love Chris Cobbins as an artist, he to me, in my personal opinion, that's I think Chris got a little edge over 83, but 83 can get to the streets better than me. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I had to go with The Boss.
Well, let me say mine. I think I went with The Boss as well. I think the epic feeling that Dre was trying to get accomplished, I think it occurred, but it was just something I wasn't feeling. I didn't like the verse for real, but it wasn't like it was whack. It was just me personally, I didn't like it, and it was just a song that I just didn't really. It wasn't one of my favorite Dre Senior songs, and I have a lot of them, but that just wasn't one of them. So it went down to song selection. Then you look at with JB brought. We had Sharonda on there. That song, like, I mean, you know, I got a lot of love for her. Like, whenever I hear her verse, I just, you know, whenever I hear her, man, it was always something that gives me something. So I thought, hands down, that round was.
Now, what round is this?
It's round two.
Round two. That's The Boss.
Yeah. So.
I'm sorry, man. I got this dude freaking.
Yeah, man. You do your thing. We talking.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So yeah. I agree.
Let me say this too, because you know I was just thinking when I visualized JB rapping, it seemed like he got a hat on and a toothpick in his mouth. You know what I'm saying? And when I think about Dre Senior rapping, I just think about, you know, he got so much energy. Seemed like he be rapping with his shirt off. You know what I'm saying? Like he had a lot of. I always like Dre Senior because he always brought a lot of energy, man. He had a lot of good breath control as well. So those are some of the things that and Dre Senior did something that I just could never really do, man. He had that theological rap down, bro. Like he broke down doctrine, like he taught.
Yeah.
He rapped. He was teaching you doctrine, which I could never do that. That's why I never did it. I just taught more. I more so rap from experience than doctrine. So I always applaud to dudes who could do that.
Yeah. So going on to round three, Been Loving You from Jay Blast and Christian's Party from Dre Sr. This one was a tough one because
it wasn't all to me.
Huh?
It wasn't tough. All to me.
It was tough for me because Dre Sr.'s Christian Party had a big impact in my life. And when I first got with AOT, Alpha Omega Theta Christian Fraternity,
it meant something to you.
we used to step, we used to stroll, and this is one of the songs we used to step and stroll. So when I heard this song, it brought back a lot of memories, and it's been 10 years since I've been in the frat. You know what I'm saying? But we used to be in St. Louis with our fraternity, and down in Cape Girardeau or Columbia, and
Never mind, babe.
and we used to listen to this
Push it back one.
pro. So Been Loving You, a dope track, is very, very deep. You know what I'm saying? I love the sample, but I think the nostalgia won with Christian's Party on this one for me.
Nostalgia. Yeah,
it was all nostalgia. Because like I said, it brought back so many memories. You know what I'm saying? Is it something that I would play, you know what I'm saying, in the Chev and slap? You know, I'll play it, but it's probably not something you're gonna hear just on repeat. Like I've Been Loving You.
Back memories, though.
It just brought back nostalgia and memories of AOT and strolling. So I
had a memory of I remember when JB first did this song that we was Loving You, and we was at. I remember I first heard it at a Super Bowl party, and I was just it really hit me, and I just really did remember it. And of course, I heard Christian's Party, but I can't remember where I was when I first heard it. I think that's why I went with, as far as the nostalgia and just overall song, I went with Jay Blast.
Yeah, I went with Dre Sr. on this one. I can't tell you where I first heard it, but I can tell you what we were doing 9 times out of 10 that it was playing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if it wasn't, I mean, I was still going to UMKC. We was holding a lot of prayer stuff. We had our green boots. We was always renting out the campus, throwing step shows. I mean, we was really living that fraternity life, loving it for Christ. And Christian's Party, you know what I'm saying? That was the joint, and Another Flame joint. Like, we just strolled to that all night. So I gave round 3 to Dre.
Now, I would chime in. I would say that I've Been Loving You joint. You're right. I knew I did it for a mature crowd. I didn't know where it was, but it was that Super Bowl party. I remember the night before, man, I produced that thing, and I wrote all the verses, and I do all my things in my head, so I don't write. So it was very hard to put that thing together overnight. And I played it, had it on repeat as I was sleeping so I can remember. And I remember I messed up one time. I don't think nobody really knew, but the preparation, the way it made me feel, that I like samples, man. That sample was just, I like Otis Redding. And that sample was just perfect. And that's actually one of my favorite songs. I don't know, it's because of what I had to put into it, but that's one of my favorite songs. So that's why I'm like, there's no way whatever song was gonna come up against that one, just because overall the beat, you know, the sample, the lyrics, man, the transparency in that thing, man, was just awesome, man. And that's why I chose myself. So
yeah, it was kind of almost similar experience for me. It wasn't too much that I thought was gonna be able to beat that. It was already marked down. I thought he brought something pretty good with a Christian's Party, because a lot of times he played that song a lot, and he's always good at performing it, but it wasn't nothing that's gonna get past that. So with the next one,
round 4, Jay Blast, Plugged In, Dre Sr. Crazy. Plugged In, I loved Plugged In. We did the video. I love the whole concept, the hook. Everything about Plugged In was the joint. And
what round we on?
This is round 4.
We on third round?
4.
Round 4.
Round 4, okay.
Yep.
So that's Get Plugged In against They Call Me Crazy.
Yep.
I thought Crazy. I love Crazy. And here's the thing. I like this one because the beat was dope. You know what I'm saying? Again, Sauce remix on there, Dre Sr. on there.
He didn't use Sauce on there though.
Oh, he did. Yeah. Okay, got you. I'm just talking about the song in general.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I just love the song. Like, I don't care how old the song is, it's still in heavy rotation on Praise 95 because I love that song that much. So I chose Crazy for no particular reason, then I just love the song that much. One thing I hate about the song, and I don't know who mixed it, but that sinister laugh is too loud in the song. I'm like, whoever, you know what I'm saying? So that's the only bad thing I got to say about Crazy. I love the concept, man, and I felt like that plenty of times. I felt like they say I'm crazy. You know what I'm saying? They say I lost my mind because, you know what I'm saying, I'm taking this route. And it just resonated with me. So
Yeah,
Crazy,
I think
I gave
went
Dre
Crazy
that
as
round.
well. I went Crazy as well. Hey, boy, be quiet. I went with Crazy as well because I think he was able to depict a way of thinking real well. Man, he just rolled the heck out of that beat. He went so hard on that song.
Yeah.
It was JB song didn't have it couldn't hold weight. Whatever song he picked, I plugged in, but that song right there was that was a hands down victory for Dre Sr. And I just thought that he just went in and then he just depicted something real well from a Christian experience when we was growing up. You know, people think we lost our parents, thinking everything, and then he just put a song and he had energy. He was just hard. And I like Plugged In, but it wasn't mess with it. It didn't mess with that one right there.
And I was honest, you know, and I said, you know, even with me and my wife on there, now I didn't know when he was gonna play that Crazy song. You know what I'm saying? I knew it was gonna come.
Yeah.
And that is one of my favorite songs as well with him and Sauce. And the beat, the overall, everything was good. I can't say it was a tie as much as I want to say. As much as I want to say that was a tie. But I gave that to Dre. I gave that to Dre, and I was like, yeah, that's 3-1. That's 3-1. I was honest. So
and I think that was him and Sauce first time kind of working together. It could have been, and it was kind of anticipated. It was a big deal at that particular time.
Mm-hmm. Round 5, Let It Slap, Jay Blast, I'm Good, Dre Sr. Man, this was a hard one, man, because Let It Slap, man, that mug, I mean, the punchlines from Blast, the cadence of the beat, I mean, everything about that song, man, is just dope, man. Like, so I'm Good. Again, man. You know what's one of the biggest parts of I'm Good that I like is the build up of the song. And he's talking and he says, sound breaker on the track, let's go. Like, I love that part. And it just make you want to bob. You know what I'm saying? Let It Slap. I love that one. Again, I had to go with Dre Sr. on I'm Good. I had to, just because the impact, the beat, the intro, just everything about it, even what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? Although Let It Slap is more my speed, I had to get that round to Dre Sr.
Yeah, I thought it was energy against chill.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
Yeah, Let It Slap. You felt like you was driving in the car when JB had that.
Yeah.
But I just looked at it that, man, that I'm Good, man. Dre Sr. just went to he was in his best mode, and he just was. I mean, it was just a good song. It was just a good song. The energy was there. It was just Dre Sr. at his best.
I agree. I would agree.
I mean, like, whatever he does well, it was executed in that song. He does well, and it was.
Yeah, he wasn't too theological. You know what I'm saying? He could relate to a lot of things that I remember could feel and relate to. You know what I'm saying? So so I gave that one to Dre Sr.
I did too.
Okay.
I'm Good is a classic.
Yeah.
And that's something that like you guys said, man, everything, he was in his prime at that point.
Yeah.
And he was in his bag. So
yeah.
And I agree with that. So
Round 6, Jesus Saves, Jay Blast, Romans 10:9, Dre Sr. Now, this is crazy. It's crazy that this round was both used as tools to spread the word. You know how Let It Slap plugged in is more, you chill back, you know what I'm saying? Crazy, I'm good, just energy, you know what I'm saying? But when Jesus Saves was played and then Romans 10:9, I said this was the perfect round. To me, I got to go with the streets again, man. That Jesus Saves, bro, that beat, that hook. I mean, I've heard that joint in my most sinning times and shed a tear on that mug. You know what I'm saying? And with Romans 10:9, to me, I like it, but it's one thing, man. To me, Shock is a great producer. But all great producers, and he should feel honored that I'm about to say this, with all great producers, a lot of his stuff starts sounding the same. And I think Romans 10:9 was one of those for me, but it's no shots out to Shock because that happens with Timberland. You can tell the Timberland beat either from 15 years ago to today because all his stuff sounds the same. I told Jay Blast, you know, sometimes your stuff can sound the same, but at this point, when Romans 10:9 came out, there was a couple of other albums that was out that we were still rocking. And it's just like, you know, I like the lyrics and the artist in the song than the actual beat, although the beat is dope, but it's just a typical Shock beat. You know what I'm saying? That's in my opinion.
Yeah,
so
I think
I gave that one to Jay Blast.
I was gonna say that sometimes we think about the sound the same lane. Sometimes we look at it as a knock, but like, you know, you think about like Too Short.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Where's the factor?
Yeah. Yeah.
Every one of it. And some people, you just buy their stuff because that's what you want to hear. Like,
yeah.
And, you know, I don't get too. I even think about Bone Thugs and Harmony. They just, but it's just like whatever sound it is, it just sounds good. I went with Dre Sr. on this one. I just felt, I just remember hearing that so much that it was for Kansas City. One of his more impactful songs and everybody was in. That was around the time people was into quoting scripture and stuff.
Yeah, it was very cliche. Yeah.
Yeah, if you could get a scripture in your stuff, though, to make it sound good, about to be dope. Like everybody was gonna drop that in. That was really around the time when you had to make sure you was name dropping. And I'm talking about saying Jesus, saying Christ and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So even though when we was rapping back then, it was these unsettled rules for Christian rappers that you kind of had to go by in order for the quote unquote masses to really consider this to be Christ. And myself, I could never really go by the rules, but I applaud people who did. And they still was able to make good music. And Dre Sr. epitomizes that.
Yeah, I agree.
Wanted that one.
But I think that was a good round because I think it was both for a tool to try to really spread the gospel in. So it was a great round. I love both songs.
I agree. As you know, in the whole deal the whole spiel at the end, I did give him that round. There was a plot twist that he put Sauce in. He used a feature. I don't know if it was that one, but I think that's what kind of gave. Okay, that was the last round.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Good. He ended up playing the Sauce as feature, and that was unique. That's why I gave him that round, to be honest. Now this round, Jesus Saves, Romans 10:9. Romans 10:9, man, that's a monster. That's a monster. So I gave him that one as well.
Okay. So right now for me, it's 3-3. 3 J Blast with Go to Hell, The Boss, and Jesus Saves. And the 3 for me on Dre Sr. is Christian's Party, Crazy, and I'm Good so far. What you got so far, Roy?
It's the same.
Okay. And what you got, Blast?
I got 1, 2, and 3. I won. He got 4, 5.
Don't say nothing about them tires, man.
He went to grab those next 3. So 3-3 for me too.
So last round.
I thought Jay Glass was gonna say, I got me winning the first three, and I got ties at the last three.
Oh, he said don't go with the ties.
Hey, I can't do a tie, but I'm an artist.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not gonna be biased toward my own stuff. You know what I mean? So if you got me, you got me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just being honest, man. So.
Yeah. And here's the thing, and what I've been telling the next couple of battles, I've been telling, you know, I asked him, now, do you want to be the challenger or not? And then why would I want to be the challenger? Because you get to throw out the first song. Now, what's the benefit of that? Because then you can control how you come out to win the first one, and then you can respond as well. Only one you can't respond to is the last round. You know what I'm saying? So, I think that, I don't know if this is how Jay Blast or Dre Sr. did it, but I would have responded in kind to, oh, you played that song, I think I can play this song. Because like you said, it's really about song selection, because they are good songs. It's just about, can I put up a better song than he played on this one? You see what I'm saying? So with that being said, I think Jay Blast did very well with putting his feature for last, because we have Holier Than Thou, his feature being Tech 9, and Dre Sr. had In the Bag. I think that's featuring like Pastor 83 and a couple other people, although I don't think he used it as his feature. But so with Holier Than Thou, man, to me, this round was a no-brainer. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you get a heavyweight on your track as a feature and you're going to use that to win a song battle, I think that's good. I thought the beat was good. Who did that beat, Blast?
Man, I did not do that beat, but that was a monster beat.
Yeah, that
I
beat.
I forgot who was on there. Dang, it slips my mind, but he does a lot of his production, honestly. Yeah. To this day, he still does.
So, I mean, Chris Calico on that joint, Tech 9 on that joint, the beat was banging. Of course, it was Tech's people. The mix was immaculate. Like, there's nothing that I could say wrong about that song. I mean, even when you got the choir screaming, you know what I'm saying? It's mixed very well. In the Bag is an okay song. It's just okay to me. You know what I'm saying? It just couldn't stand up to that one. You know what I'm saying? I would have to say, really, for me, I love all Dre Sr.'s joints, but I don't think any song in this hit battle would have won against Holier Than Thou.
Not one.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that was very strategic.
It was.
It just is what it is. He had a feature with a heavyweight. Dre has some features. He had a song with R. Swift. He had a song with a couple of Christian cats, but
I thought he was gonna use that one too, but he never did.
I don't think there would have been anything that could have stood up against that one. You know what I'm saying? So Jay Blast got that round for me. 4-3 Jay Blast.
Yeah, I thought Drake had a good song for the end. And when he had Put Him in the Bag, I remember hearing that song and just, you know, put him in the bag. Like, it was just, man, him and A. It was just a good song. But I just remember where I was when I first heard Tech 9 and JB. And sometimes you just can't. When you remember where you was when you heard something, it ain't too much stuff that can take away from it being it's iconic. I mean, it was just an iconic. I think Dre Sr.'s. I think you're right, Dave. It don't really matter what he would have played against that.
That's real.
But I thought he played the best songs he could.
He did.
I don't know. I think.
Okay, so check this out.
He didn't. You know what I'm saying?
Being that the whole thing is, if he dies, he dies. It's only right that you put BAGGEM at the end. I knew that though. So when I called him out, right, and I was down here studying his stuff, I wasn't playing. You know what I'm saying? I was looking to see what he would play, what he wouldn't play. For the most part, I got all of his albums. I got everybody who dropped something, I've always supported, and I got their stuff, and I play them. You know what I mean? So I'm familiar with a lot of his stuff. But if it was me, I was like, if it was me, what would I play in the end? right?
Mm-hmm.
I knew that Baggem was coming because it's only right because it's Baggem. I'm gonna put him in a bag. It's the end. It's a wrap.
Yeah.
A1 had probably the best verse I've ever heard him rap in that one. Dre didn't come too shabby neither on that mug. But let the corners have him. Tag him. Don't tag him down. You know what I'm saying? So it was a good song. It was a good song. I think he played it right. He saved his features for the end, toward the end. But I just knew Holier Than Thou, man, you don't get no better than like you guys say. It's heavyweight, man. And it still is.
To me,
the gospel was presented. The topic of discussion, how do I live a holy and righteous life on the road? Well, shoot, you can't. Yeah. Apart from the Holy Spirit, you can't. So I'm telling him this, but the audience got to hear what my conversation was to him. In the studio. You know what I'm saying? So that whole thing was just like, it could be a toss up with some of them songs to where I see why people would say that maybe it was 4-3 Dre, but like you guys said, I haven't talked to you guys about this. Actually, I put it out there. I said, hey, this is what I think. And I've concurred with everything you guys said. So,
I mean, me personally, from Dre Sr., I think he could have played two other ones. He could have played something other than Justified, and he could have played something other than the intro to Maturation. That would have made his.
I think Dre Sr. he's connected to that Justified song. That was like one of his first songs, and like I said, I feel it for that particular time. It was the stuff, but if you play it against a more current song,
got you.
I don't know how would it measure up, and I think that's what happened.
And for me, I agree. And for me, I think JB should have played something other than Loving You. Although that's one of my favorite songs, or a hit battle. I think you could have played something. I think for somebody to win that song, that round, they have to have appreciated it.
Okay.
They would have to have appreciated the sample, the whole concept behind it. And if nobody appreciated it, then they just looked at it as a song. You see what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So,
who you gave that round to?
I gave that round to Dre Sr. because of the nostalgia that Christian's Party had on me. You see what I'm saying?
I never was a big fan of Christian Party. I thought the beat was cool. The verses was cool. I just thought it was a cool song. You know what I mean? But I thought it was, at that time, it was kind of Gandhi to me. You know what I mean? And it's no shade, but that's just what I thought, just being where I come from and music I listen to. And I'm just like, the way the Christians part, like, it was just kind of Gandhi to me.
Now, let me come in on that. I think it makes sense for Dev to like it because he was kind of Gandhi as well. So, I think you put it all together. You know what I'm saying?
No, I think, you know what? I think it was speaking volumes in a world where I didn't even have to say nothing when we played that. When we was at the college campus and we was the only Christian fraternity there, and there ain't no way that the Christians party. You know what I'm saying? And just have it ringing out through the yard with all the Kappas and the Alphas and all these other fraternities and sororities. And that mug come on, and we just was stepping. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't have to say nothing.
It's catchy.
You know, JD, he was looking goofy as heck in that mug too.
Yeah.
You know, doing all.
Yeah.
It was catchy. But like I said, man, you know, I tend to make music for people in the church, you know what I mean, as well as the street, you know, coming from, you know, I wasn't raised in a church or nothing like that, man, you know, and so I can connect with the street a little bit more. It's just my arena where I come from, and that just didn't relate.
Yeah, but you know what? That's how I thought about Romans 10:9. Like, as dope of a song it is, I just think it was just kind of cliche and kind of reaching. You know what I'm saying? And you make the sample to Romans, make it sound tight. I just thought it was kind of just,
But he
You know what I'm
did make
saying?
it
That's just
sound
my
like
opinion. I
that.
love the song and the beat, everything. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I just, you know what I'm saying? It just wasn't.
Drake, let me say this though. Drake Sr., what he was trying to do, it was around the time the movement was saying that, hey, we as Christians can do things as well. And I'm gonna emphasize on Christianity being able to kick it in. Hey, you know, to say Christians party, but you know what the thing about it is, we was partying a lot back
Well, we
then.
was kicking it. We was kicking it like a mug.
Man, we kicked it hard, man. But with that being said, I still didn't play that song when I was kicking.
Yeah.
But I do get what he was trying to accomplish, though.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? It was an audience that, because this is around the time where people didn't listen to secular music. If you listen to secular music, people were like, oh, you know, this and this, you know what I'm saying? So you had to have a version for us. And I thought Drake Sr. was able to do that because we did need that, because there was a lot of people at the particular time. Even if it was a party song and it didn't have no cussing in it or no, you know, shoot 'em up, bang, bang, a lot of people at that particular time wouldn't listen to it. So what Drake was doing was bringing a source of music for people who really took a hard stand towards stuff. Now, some of them same people that was on that, I be hearing them going to the Beyonce concerts and stuff like that now. And it's just funny that they was on that.
Yeah. And you know what? And I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Some of the same cats, like when I was hearing cats was like, yo, did you hear that new Drake album? I'm like, you listen to Drake? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I listen to him, but I'm like, I would never buy his album. You know what I'm saying? If it come on the radio, if I'm riding, or you know what I'm saying, I'm not going to buy no Lil Wayne, no Drake. I'm not buying none of that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I just don't understand where's the benefit in it. But you know, I can only do my walk. I can only carry my cross. You feel me?
Well, a lot of people feeling like that, you know. But like, if you look back on that movement now, you look back on it, some of them same people, man. This is when Truth was making a song about bringing popcorn into the movie theater was a sin, and so he was just like, you don't work with secular producers and stuff like that. You don't even bring popcorn in, and then you come look at him, he doing stuff with secular producers. And he probably bringing popcorn in the movie theater. You know what I'm saying?
I don't understand. I don't understand the correlation of popcorn in the movie theater. What does he mean by that?
Well, what he's saying was you don't sneak food into the movie theater because you're not supposed to. You know what I mean? So he was really coming from a standpoint back then, like you said, that I mean everything. Like if you ain't have Jesus in your song, Jesus, 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 I ain't listening to it.
Yeah.
And his last album, or 2 albums before this, he apologized for being immature. So he did say, he did. He said in one of the songs, I apologize for being immature then, or said he was apologizing to Mary because he was telling them something, and now he's doing the same thing. I don't know if because he wanted to do that now, so he had to go back and apologize, or he's genuinely apologizing like I was immature and I didn't know.
I just think that if it comes up to if you're gonna be a coach or you're gonna be a recruiter, if you're gonna be a recruiter, you know, 2 Corinthians tell us, hey man, you know, to the weak, I'm gonna be like I'm weak. You know what I'm saying? In order to attract the weak, I'm gonna be like a Jew, to catch a Jew, even though I'm not a Jew. I'm gonna act like be like a man without the law, even though I'm not a man without the law, but I need to attract that. So I think
but a lot of guys got ostracized for that, and a lot of people didn't.
I mean, Cray is getting ostracized for it right now. You know what I'm saying? And he been Lecrae.
Nah, not for real. It is what it is now. I mean, the whole game does flipped over. He ain't ostracized. He getting praise. You know what I'm saying? If he is, it depends on who you ask. Ostracized. Like, dang, he doing something different. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't like how it was back then. Back then, Negroes wouldn't do songs with you. You know what I'm saying? People would be like, I remember hearing a dude was talking, and he was just like, it was one of them, and I don't agree with this, but one of the rappers was talking about, you know, shooting up demons or something like that. You know, Negroes kind of did stuff like that. It's certain movements had that going on, but I don't necessarily agree with doing that. But I remember the one guy was just like, yeah, man, I'm not even gonna work with him. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even do a song with him because his theology wasn't XYZ, and he wasn't talking. And I just always thought that was too much, because at the same time, the dude is glorifying Christ. It may not sound how you want to sound, but the dude is glorifying Christ. And it was just a hard line stand. So I'm glad to hear that somebody like the Truth, you know, moving, because even Lecrae was on, what's that one? Barack. You know, I heard Barack was the rapper who was really trying to push the envelope, and then they let him go.
Baraka. Now he's doing the same thing.
He's doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, hold up, bro. But you know, like I said, people make mistakes, and I can relate to that because I done made some mistakes too, some mistakes as well. Just not in that arena. I never was that guy, but I have been that guy in other places.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what's up. But overall, good battle. Both phenomenal artists. I think I think a lot of Dre is much more popular. So a couple of those comments had me looking sideways a little bit. Because a lot of people just I would say favorable to KCR, which is cool, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, a lot of y'all cats got it wrong. I'll tell you that right now. You know what I'm saying? And I think that, and I seen this happen with the first battle, and it kind of, you know what I'm saying, kind of got to me then too. A lot of people, because of how popular Pastor 83 is, a lot of people was talking about on Chris like he didn't deserve to be there. You know what I'm saying? But Chris,
nah, boy, they wrong on that.
Yeah, they was wrong, and I was like, yo, and we all grown, so it's not like niggas' feelings was hurt or nothing. But I just think that's mad whack, son. You know what I'm saying? Like that's corny for real.
I was telling my wife, I appreciate the comments from the real ones. You know what I'm saying? Ones who I can take serious and know that, okay, you actually have a knowledge of what's going on here in this arena, this hip hop thing. You know what I'm saying? But for people outside that don't really have, you know what I mean, don't really know what they're talking about. You know what I mean? Like somebody, I cut hair. Somebody don't ever, who don't cut hair, don't know nothing about cutting hair, that has an opinion on something. I don't take it as much as I would someone that actually cuts hair and says something. I'm like, okay, just like when you called me and said, hey man, you could have came harder on that. If you didn't rap, I'd be like, yeah, all right. For the fact that you do rap and you are an artist, and I was like, okay, let me go back and check this thing and see what was missing. You know what I mean? So a lot of the comments on there were from people who had nothing. They were just spectating. They had really
a bunch of yes men for real.
Everybody like Pierre was like, man, it's like I'm watching The Simpsons in these comments because there's a whole bunch of homers. You know what I'm saying? They was rooting for the home. He from Wyandotte, Kansas. A whole lot of other people from Wyandotte, Kansas. So they're gonna rock with the guy from Wyandotte, Kansas. But
they had a big movement at that.
But what you don't do is knock the one that you don't know about. Mm-hmm. Let him speak first before you say anything. And I think I was just counted out or just dismissed before it even started. I think with him,
but that makes sense to me though. That makes sense to me.
It makes sense. Yeah,
because you're dealing with somebody with a fan base. Yeah, I mean, not to say you don't have one. I'm saying his fan base was out there like, they fans fanatics. They gonna. It's like if somebody put somebody against Drake. It don't matter who you put against.
Man, I've had those discussions. Yeah.
So it's like some people don't have a biased opinion. They don't have a bias because their heart is attached to something. And at that particular time, even though a lot of them dudes ain't even own that stuff no more. Mm-hmm. They don't even. They not even. When I say own that, I'm not saying that they ain't Christians no more, but they ain't as like.
Into
Dre ain't even on that stuff no more, like how he was rapping. And what I mean by that is, I'm not saying he living a different walk, but it's probably, I bet he can look back and be like, well, damn, I probably was kind of this on something. And I think we all can do that as well.
Yeah.
So, well, man, I tell you like this, I think it was a good battle, man. I'm definitely loving all the nostalgia and even the newer stuff that's going on with the battles. think it's a way to celebrate each other. So shouts out to everybody that's participated in the battles. It's all in fun. Just wanted to do this recap one time so we could just talk about it. And I know there's another recap out there. Shouts out to y'all. I just, when I be listening to y'all, because I'll be watching it, it's like there's a lot of stuff that I would like to say, and ain't nobody invited me on, so let's just do one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
you probably won't get an invite.
I ain't tripping.
It's not what they do. You know what I mean? I'd be surprised, but I would say to get a broader audience and to kind of cut through all the, you know, the stuff that's being said, a lot of the nepotism that I feel that goes on. I mean, just get somebody else's perspective. You know what I mean? Like we're trying to do with Roy. You know what I mean? Just get somebody's, you know, who doesn't have a dog in the fight. You know what I mean? You always want those, so that you can just get the honesty, man, the clear uncut.
I will say we got a couple of more battles coming up. I'll let y'all know the battles. I like to keep them a secret, but if you're watching this, we at the end, you get to know who's the next couple of battles.
Hey, then next time
who Roy gonna battle next? Who Roy gonna battle?
You said what, Roy?
Man,
who you about to call out? You want to call out somebody?
Man, I'm good. I don't have the material as you thorough people like that. You know.
Man, all you gotta do is play testimony for one.
Right on,
3,
right.
4.
Yeah, I got some testimonies. So Jesus looked good on me. I probably got 3 rounds in me. You know what I'm saying?
What was you about to say, Roy?
I said next time you have one, man. I want to, if you could, let me be a part of it. If you, like the not battling, but like judging.
Like a guest host.
Like
you want a host with us with me and Shep?
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool. Like no problem at all.
If you on the radio too, man, let me know, man, because let's do something. I know that's.
I mean that be going over the radio, but yeah, all you gotta do is get.
Just something. I just want to do something.
Actually, let's just do this. After the battle's over, let's talk about it.
Hey, I'm feeling that.
I'm with it. So next couple of battles we got.
Who you got?
So, and not in no particular order, but we got Reese Nichols versus Cephas the Rock. So, that's gonna be good. That's gonna be cool. I think it's a good matchup. They both got a couple of albums. They both youth ministers at their church. You know what I'm saying? I think that's gonna be.
That's gonna be pretty good.
That's gonna be good. That's gonna be real good. After that, I got one I'm real excited about, man, because one of my favorite rappers, dude, for real talk. Solo, the Goon.
Solo.
Yeah.
Solomon.
Verse, get this, Mac James. You know what I'm talking about? Mac James. Yeah, from the Chop It Up clique.
I got his album. I got that gospel album he did, man. That mug is hard all the way through.
That mug is hard as heck, bro.
Yeah.
It surprised me.
Just a slap on there.
Yeah.
It surprised me. I was like, man, you got a gospel album?
That's gonna be hard.
He went so hard on that album, dog. He went so hard on that album, bro.
Yeah.
I love that album.
From Rags to Righteousness wasn't no slouch neither. So this is gonna be
it's gonna be a good one,
man.
It's gonna be a good one. And then we got some ladies. We got some ladies. We got TK Lee versus Merc 31. Merc 31 is a young lady out of Memphis. She a radio DJ out of Memphis.
I never heard of her.
I know. That's the whole point.
Lee, I've heard of her.
Of course. But Merc 31 is she hard. She out of Memphis. She a radio DJ. She gonna have Memphis on her back.
Mm-hmm.
TK Lee gonna have.
I wish my wife would be doing stuff like she don't do no stuff like this, but I would have loved to see her and what's her name? Trouble from is her name Trouble?
From St. Louis?
St. Louis.
Yeah.
I would have loved to see that.
Yeah.
She don't be on that.
And we got a few national acts that we waiting to get back with us right now, trying to see how we can work it out. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so
who you thinking?
When I get it together, I'll let everybody know.
Hey, Devin, I think it's real innovative for you to do this, though, bro. I really want to commend you for being a good opportunist.
Man, praise God. I mean, here's the thing. I'm still,
that sounds bad, but
no, that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing in this situation. Because
if Christ be lifted, he draw all men into him.
Dude.
You know what I'm saying? That's it.
Here's the thing, man. If I seen the Teddy and Babyface joint, and I'm surprised, and me and Tammy surprised, like, why ain't Christians jumping on? This is a great opportunity, man. Jill Scott and Erykah Badu had 700,000 people on the other night.
Yikes.
700,000. I knew they was gonna do some numbers, but not more than Teddy and Babyface.
Yeah.
More than Teddy and Babyface, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And then Nelly and Luda is this Saturday. So the battle Saturday gonna have to be like at 4 or 5 because that one started at 7. So that's gonna be a heater. We got so you got some secular ones, and I'm like, I like the John P. Key and
I missed that one.
Yeah, John P. Key and Hezekiah Walker. They had 350,000 people, so that was cool. Like, where, what I'm saying, where the Kirk Franklin and the Fred Hammond at? You know what I'm saying? Where the
Lecrae and Flame.
What So, but I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna wait for nobody else to do it. We just gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? And
sure.
And I've got a couple of.
I appreciate you. Because it wasn't even on my radar. You know what I mean? So when you hit me up, like, hey, I'm like, shoot, I battle.
Yeah.
I used to be a battle rapper.
But you'd be surprised, man. People's hitting me up, like, not even from the city. So we got eyes on, like, yo, I want to do it. I'm like, bet, well, and a couple of people I heard of, a couple people I haven't heard of, but they like, yo, let's get it on. So
let's get it on. Hey, and we're gonna be here that following Monday to talk about it. So let's make it happen. So clear your schedules. Make sure you're available.
Yeah. A couple of things. Roy, the next time you address us, shave your beard and make sure that you already ate. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't gonna be no disrespect on this joint.
That's that quarantine beard he got.
Yeah,
that quarantine beard, man.
You're gonna step.
And in closing, man, I like to I thank you, Chev. You know what I'm saying? Praise 95. I thank you, Roy the narrator. You always be Roy the narrator to me, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm about to get back to work. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna reach out. You just can't be talking that Hebrew Israelite stuff, man. I ain't on this. But yeah, all love, man. And one thing I didn't mention that I want to mention is the creativity, my index cards. Man, I love my index cards.
Yeah, right? You know what? No, people love them. They just said it was too much.
That was creative.
People loved them. They just said, okay, that's enough now. You know what I'm saying?
If I started it, I gotta finish it. You know what I mean? I had other props and stuff I had, you know what I'm saying, that I wanted to break out, but I'm like, man, that may be too much. And Teddy rallied himself, man. I had the momentum. And then we had like a 10-minute gap of sitting there waiting on him to freaking send something that he said he sent already. So I think that
it happened.
I'm taking points off from that. So it's not 4-3. Now it's 5-2.
That's your story. To it.
That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Dre, love you though, man. When you do see this, because you will see it. But yeah, that's my assessment on everything. You just gotta become preparation, man. Preparation. You gotta be prepared. You know what I mean? You gotta be prepared, man. So you gotta take a point off of that. Man. You get hit below the belt. You gotta take a point off of that. But, yeah.
Hey, man, it was fun. I'm loving them, man. I'm loving them, bro. And we're gonna keep it going, man. We're gonna keep it going.
All right.
If you missed any of the hit battles, man, it's on Praise 95 YouTube. Go check it out. Subscribe. We got a lot more good content coming. So
yeah. Lifeline Music KC.com. I'm gonna have some more music up here in a minute. Me and wifey about to go to work, man. She gonna bring Lady C back out this one last time. I'm like, hey, we ride together, we die together. Lifeline for life.
Lifeline for life.
All right, man. I'm about to get out of here, man.
All right, man.
love
Do
y'all,
y'all thing, man. In a minute. Peace.
Peace.